we just had some tremendous folks who needed to be served, and I think we were able to persuade people to work with us, and we did that, and it came off.
In Bonnie's eyes, one of the defining moments in her life took place when she went down to the little Salcahatchee River near her home in Lodge, South Carolina, and was baptized, totally immersed, as one of God's own people. She knew that that baptism entitled her to the grace of God, and she believed that if she kept her part of the contract, that God would keep his.
Miss Bunny had faith, and faith was the substance of things that she hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. And UNCC is a reality of her faith.
Had to stay alive first, because 49 was that critical year when late in the spring the university said, we won't continue you after June 30th of 49. It was an odd-numbered year, so the legislature was in session. We worked hard and got us a bill passed and, prepared and introduced and passed to stay alive.
There was no doubt about what she wanted to do. She wanted to build a university. And, she did it. She did it.
Bonnie was born in a family who lived in Lodge, South Carolina, in which there was a music teacher, and little Bonnie was one of her pupils. When the music teacher married and moved away, the mothers in the community whose children were also students of the teacher came to Bonnie's mother and asked if she would allow Bonnie to teach their children, for they knew Bonnie was the best pupil and that she was, to use the New Testament word, teleos, that is usually translated perfect, but far more than that, fully adequate for the task.
She used to practice when she was a little girl teaching to the barnyard animals. And I think that, she was a mathematician. She was a logical person. She had tremendous self-assurance. And I tell you, she had one great advantage that comes in life, and that was she was focused. She knew what she wanted to do.
I became head of the institution that is now the university in 1947, the fall of 1947. And so they called me by different names. At first they called me director. And then sometime later they finally decided, well, I am the president of the institution, so they changed my title and gave me that name. But so I was director, and I was head of the institution, let us say it that way, by whatever name they chose to call me, for 19 years while we were staying alive and becoming the campus of the university.
I remember there was a very contentious faculty meeting where, the faculty were talking about what they had anticipated they were going to get for summer school, and they were going to have to take somewhat less. And oh, she was a blowtorch. I mean, when she was confronted, she was tough. She was tough. She had a full array of arrows in her quiver. I mean, she could be whatever she needed to be to get the job done, which was to make this a university.
Have you ever heard of an iron fist in a silk glove? And so I imagine that when it was time to pull the iron fist out of the silk glove, and to those people that she probably needed to use that iron fist with, probably she did.
I'm proud, first of all, of the quality of students we've served. I'm proud of the faculty who serve this institution. And along the way, you know, you think the facilities and the campus and the beauty that we've been able to bring in the gardens and on the campus, you know, these are things that make you very proud, you know. That I think the students care about the area. You don't see it littered and cluttered up the way you do in some places I visit. I just feel like it's that we all care about it.
The great thing about Miss Bonnie was she just got excited about students. And she got me involved in so many things down there that I thought I was going to flunk out a little. I was, you know, wound up being the editor of the yearbook and on the various committees and this kind of thing. And so we just had a great relationship, and she was like that with all the students.
If they remember me, you know, well, I'll remember them, that's for sure. And because there's never a day that I don't remember some of you. You know, that what you're accomplishing and what you're doing in life. This is my greatest joy, to see our own graduates, our own students' fulfillment, life fulfillments.
I think that her love for the humankind, not just a certain group of people, but in her legacy, building a world to hold all of the Adams and Eves, I think that this love manifested itself. And we find that on the campus of UNCC today through her work and through her efforts, as it's manifested in the diversity that you see on that campus. And I think that her love of God allowed her to fulfill her purpose. And her purpose on this earth was to be a difference maker. That's what Miss Bunny was.
I think Charlotte would be a very small, much smaller scale city than it would be today because of the university out there. Because that was just nothing, you know, nothing was there.
This great populous region, the missing ingredient for a great city, we felt was a university, and we knew we had to have one.
I believe she's the most important woman in Charlotte-Mecklenburg history, because I heard Rolf Neal once say, former publisher of the Charlotte Observer, that there are three things that are really driving Charlotte's growth today, and that's the airports, the lakes, and the university. Well, James B. Duke gave us the lakes. Ben Douglas gave us the airport. Bonnie Cone gave us the university. So I would say that she is the most important woman in all Charlotte-Mecklenburg history.
So I'm happy that nothing that we ever, you know, created ever died. It still lives.